Some people don't panic when they imagine losing a person. They panic when they imagine losing their dog. And if that sentence just landed somewhere deep in your chest, this video is for you. Because what you feel for your dog isn't weakness. It isn't obsession. It isn't something to be embarrassed about in therapy or explained away at dinner parties. It's your nervous system telling you the truth about what safety actually feels like. You know the feeling. You come home after a day that took something from you. The house is quiet. The weight of everything you performed today, every careful email, every managed tone, every emotion you swallowed in a meeting is still sitting in your chest like stone. And then they appear. No agenda, no assessment, just presence, immediate and uncomplicated. And something happens in your body before you even think about it. Your shoulders drop, your chest loosens, the breath you've been holding since morning finally moves all the way out. In that moment, before a single word is spoken because no words are needed, your nervous system exhales. That's not just love. That's something older and deeper than love. That's your body recognizing safety. Here's what nobody says out loud. You are not too attached to your dog. You are not a crazy dog person. You are not avoiding life or substituting your pet for real relationships. What's actually happening is more precise than that and more human. Your nervous system doesn't attach to what impresses it. It attaches to what consistently makes it feel safe. And for a lot of adults, especially adults who have been through loss, betrayal, burnout, divorce, grief, or just the slow accumulation of emotional exhaustion, their dog became the most consistent source of that safety they had left. That's not pathology. That's your nervous system being extraordinarily good at its job. Think about what modern life actually asks of you every single day. You wake up and immediately begin performing. You monitor your tone in texts, you manage impressions in meetings, you absorb other people's moods and adjust yourself accordingly. You answer carefully, respond thoughtfully, suppress the thing you actually feel because the timing isn't right, the person isn't safe, the moment isn't appropriate. By the time evening comes, you haven't just spent energy, you've spent yourself. There's a kind of exhaustion that doesn't show up on any test where you're lonely, not because you're alone, but because every connection you have requires something from you that you're running low on. Relational unpredictability is quietly one of the most draining forces in adult life. Wondering how someone will receive what you say, recalibrating constantly, never quite knowing where you stand. Your dog removes all of it. No performance, no ambiguity, no punishment for vulnerability, no reading of signals or management of moods, just presence, clean and unconditional. And when your nervous system has been running on alert for years, that kind of uncomplicated presence doesn't just feel good, it becomes essential. There's a framework in neuroscience called polyvagal theory, developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, that explains something important here. Your nervous system is constantly beneath your awareness, scanning the environment for cues of safety or danger, not consciously, automatically. It's asking, can I rest here? Am I safe? For people who have been through chronic stress, difficult relationships, or long periods of emotional uncertainty, that scanner becomes hyperactive. It learns to stay on. And because it's so well trained to detect threat in human dynamics, a change in tone, a shift in expression, a silence that means something it rarely fully turns off around people. But beside your dog, something different happens. The scan runs, finds nothing dangerous, and slowly the alarm quiets. Your body drops into what researchers call a parasympathetic state. Heart rate softens, muscle tension releases. The hypervigilance that kept you safe in difficult relationships doesn't need to work anymore. Some people feel this more powerfully beside their dog than they've felt it beside most humans in years. That's not strange. That's polyvagal theory being lived in real time. But here's the part nobody tells you, and this is where the psychology gets truly interesting. For many adults, the depth of this attachment has roots that go further back than the dog. Think about how affection was modeled in your life, whether love came with conditions, whether people who were supposed to be emotionally safe were also unpredictable, whether trust cost you something every time you extended it. When relationships become emotionally expensive when you learn, slowly and without realizing it, that opening up requires careful risk calculation. Something shifts in how your nervous system approaches attachment. A dog becomes emotionally powerful when your nervous system got tired of decoding people. They don't punish your vulnerability. They don't withdraw when you need more than usual. They don't require you to be performing well to deserve their presence. And for someone whose nervous system learned early that love and unpredictability came together, that combination is not just comforting, it's revolutionary. Researchers who study human-animal interaction have found that the presence of a dog measurably changes human physiology. Blood pressure drops, cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone, decreases. The body's stress reactivity softens. But the more profound thing isn't the numbers, it's what those numbers mean. Your dog isn't just emotionally comforting you, your body is physically changing in their presence. You are somatically different when they're near. The rhythm of their breathing becomes a regulation cue for your own nervous system. The weight of them beside you becomes an anchor. The routine of the walk, the warmth of contact, the simple predictability of their needs, these aren't just sweet moments. They are somatic safety rituals. And your nervous system has learned to depend on them the way it depends on breathing. This is why leaving your dog feels so hard. Not just emotionally, structurally. You cancel trips and don't fully understand why. You rush home earlier than you need to. You feel a specific, nameless anxiety at the thought of them aging. And when you're away, even briefly, there's something that feels unmoored. Not sad exactly, just not quite right. Because the attachment isn't only emotional anymore. It became routine regulation, nervous system stability, a predictable anchor point in a life that sometimes has very few of them. You are not just leaving your dog behind. Your nervous system feels like it's leaving safety behind. And for adults who have experienced loss, divorce, the end of long friendships, grief, or the quiet shrinking of a social world, that feeling is not dramatic. It is deeply rational. As adults age, something happens to the emotional landscape that rarely gets spoken about directly. Relationships shrink, not because of failure, but because of life. People move, priorities diverge, grief accumulates. The circle of people you fully trust, people around whom you can be completely unguarded, gets smaller, and loneliness finds a way to exist even inside busy lives. You can be constantly connected and still feel the particular ache of being emotionally alone. For adults moving through their 40s, 50s, 60s, dogs often become something the word pet doesn't fully capture. They become daily emotional structure. They provide touch, which humans need at a biological level and often stop receiving as they age. They provide routine, which creates continuity when everything else feels uncertain. They provide companionship that doesn't require explanation. For someone who is widowed, or living alone, or recovering from betrayal, or simply navigating the quiet grief of a life that became smaller, a dog can become the primary source of daily relational warmth. That's not a sad thing, that's a profound thing. That's the nervous system finding what it needs to survive and holding on. You are not weak. You are not pathetic. You are not too attached in a way that means something is wrong with you. Your nervous system found something consistent in a world that is frequently inconsistent. It found emotional clarity in the middle of relational noise. It found a presence that never required you to perform, never shifted its affection based on your productivity, never made you earn what it gave freely. Some people aren't emotionally dependent on their dog because they hate humans. They became deeply attached because their dog was the first relationship, sometimes in a very long time, that consistently felt emotionally safe. And the nervous system remembers that. It holds it. It attaches to it the way it attaches to anything that made surviving feel possible. Some people don't cry because they love their dog too much. They cry because their dog became the one place their nervous system finally felt at home. In a world full of emotionally complicated relationships, your dog stayed simple, predictable, present. Maybe that's why leaving feels so hard, because for a lot of adults, they were never just a pet. They became emotional home. And what's even more fascinating, psychology researchers are now discovering that dogs may actually mirror human emotional trauma in ways most people still don't fully understand. That's something we'll explore in the next video. If this video felt strangely personal, subscribe, because psychology becomes different when it finally explains your own life.